Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, if you are new here, my name is Cheyenne. I'm the face behind and founder of Soulful Sue. Today's video, we're going to talk about the two secrets properties in PVR, Puerto Vallarta. I really try, guys. I'm not that great at Spanish, but I digress. So today we're just going to talk about comparing the two properties as well as give a little bit of history and backstory to the city, the town itself. I want to talk about history first because it's going to shape some of the opinions that you might hear later on in the video, as well as kind of give you a guide. Because when you go and you experience PVR, and for those of you who are watching who have already been and you've already experienced, I'd love to hear how this tidbit influences, shapes some of your opinions of the town itself. So, most people don't know that Cancun, Playa del Carmen, what's another one? Tulum now, and Cabo. Those were all places that were developed into big tourist attraction spots. They weren't always inhabited. However, PVR has always been inhabited. In fact, between the 1920s and 1960s, a lot of old Hollywood would just go there to vacation. Like, it's always been known as the best kept secret. And that's personally how I refer to it as, because it's literally just the best destination in Mexico that I've been so far. Now I'm going to show side by side what the resorts looked like for both secret locations that I went to. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Secrets collection, I believe their parent company is AMR. There's a bunch of different resorts under that umbrella. Secrets is my personal favorite. I have yet to try a Breathless, and I have yet to try a Now. But Secrets is just like chef's kiss. In fact, my first secret vacation was 20. Ooh, somebody getting old now. 20. Wait, I graduated in 2018. So 2016. I want to say it was 2016, but it was in Cabo. That vacation set the bar above and beyond. I have yet to try. Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna find your body. Please stay. It's me. You don't have to admit you wanna play. It's me. Let me rock you to the break of day. It's me. Got time, but I don't mind. Just wanna rock you, girl. I'll have whatever you have. Come on, let's give it a whirl. So I've been watching you. I like the way you move. So go ahead, girl, just do it. That shake the way you do. So you grab your girls and you grab a couple more. All can meet me in the middle of the floor. So the air is thick, it's smelling right. So you pass to the left and you sail to the right. Don't stay so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay. It's me. Talk to me, boy. Disrespect, I don't need no more. Talk to me, boy. I can't wait to have you in my arms. Talk to me, boy. Hurry up, 'cause you're taking too long. Talk to me, boy. I've been making by the beat of this song. So what did you come for? I came to dance with you. But I need to romance with you. Fall off and girl. Don't take a chance. If love is here on the floor. Hey, yes, me. Yeah. I do want to say that the original Secrets resort, and I believe that one is attached to a Breathless resort, or maybe it's now. I think it's now because it's like the family side. That one is actually in PVR proper. Um, the second location is in Bahia Mita. And I want to say that's like the surf side. So it's like literally on the outskirts. It's probably like a 45-minute, might kiss an hour type of drive. Now, the purpose of this video is for me to show y'all what both of the properties looked like in PVR. But I did want to talk about just a little bit about like PVR as a whole. I think PVR is the best coastal destination in Mexico to date. Now, I've traveled to Mexico a number of times. I've gone to different areas. I've been to Cancun, I've been to Cabo, I've been to PVR, I've been to Isla Mujeres. Like, I've been not all over, but I've been to Mexico enough times to be able to say, like, of all the places that I've been, this one is my favorite because I feel like um, they still have like this like Western kind of attitude. Um, and when I say attitude, I mean like it would be an easy transition. I can definitely see why a lot of expats live there just because it's such an easy transition. Um, a lot of people there do speak English. So if you aren't the greatest with Spanish like me, it's easy to communicate. Obviously, in this day and age, everyone has a smartphone. So you can always pull out your phone and do like Google Translate or whatever. But a lot of times you're going to find people that already speak English. I'd also say, in terms of things to do, it's not just the stereotypical, like, oh, go to the beach layout. There's so much culture and vibrancy in that small area. I also love the fact that you get both the mountains and the beach. You don't have to choose. So it's like having the best of both worlds. The view from my first room at the first Secrets location. So the view from the balcony, I could see water. And then the view from my front door, I could see the mountains. And it was just an undescribable feeling to be able to see both of those things at the same time. Also, as with any touristy Mexico town, like you're going to have like all of those really nice excursions that you can do, especially if you sign up through like Cheap Caribbean or which is what I normally use. In terms of cons, I would say just like any touristy non-American spot, you're going to get those people who are hustle, hustle, hustle. So my tip, when you are getting through customs and you're about to go out and find your taxi or whatever transportation you have lined up or not, I say do not stop. And I'm yelling this because the first time I went, I was with a friend and I told her this before we even got off the plane. I said, do not stop if someone approaches you and they are not in a Hawaiian shirt, because I knew that the transportation I had lined up for us, our transportation people were going to be wearing these Hawaiian shirts. So I said, if anybody approaches you and they say that they can help us find our transportation and they're not wearing a blue-based Hawaiian shirt, don't stop.
We went through all the salesperson.
Yeah, we went through all the salespeople, huh?
And then we went to the pool where we were good.
Zooms in. We went to all the salespeople, huh?
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of times, timeshare salespeople from different resorts, they will wait in this like little area, and it feels like you're walking through like it's like a corridor or like it's like an in between type situation. It's not quite a hallway, but it's not quite a room. But they have kiosks on either side, and um, yeah, don't stop there because they cannot help you find your transportation. Your transportation is going to be out of this room. They're going to be two like sliding doors. You just go straight through and boom, there's your transportation. If, however, you do choose to talk to one of these people, what they're going to do is try to sell you excursions at a cheaper rate than what you would find necessarily at the resort that you're going to be going to. And the way that they do this in a sneaky way is like they'll say, oh, well, we can get you 3 excursions for the price of one, which is not necessarily true. I would say if you're looking to do any type of excursions, go through TripAdvisor, or there's a wealth of information even here on YouTube. I don't have any personal recommendations for people to connect y'all with, but there are so many other ways to find cheaper excursions. They're going to tell you, I can get you 3 excursions for the price of one, and I'll throw in this bottle of cheap tequila. But really, they're just trying to get you to sit through a timeshare presentation. Now, if you don't mind going to another resort and sitting through a timeshare presentation, then that's fine, I guess. But me personally, when I'm on vacation, like I don't want to be haggled constantly. And so I know a lot of Americans, especially older Americans, are kind of leery of that, of being like haggled when they're going on vacation, especially to Mexico. There's a lot of bias there. So I did want to mention that. What else? Food. Of course, we have to talk about food. How did I even forget about food? Okay, so the food, I would say I've had better food in Mexico. However, both times well, no, the last time I didn't get the chance to leave the resort. The first time we did get the chance to leave the resort, and like I said, the food was amazing, but I've had better food in other locations. It could just be that, I don't know, geographically they do some different with the tacos there than the tacos I've had elsewhere. But I never got sick, so you don't have to worry about that. The last thing that I'll mention is like ease of travel. PVR is super easy to travel, especially leaving the airport. I would say of the destinations that I've gone to in Mexico, the first Secrets PVR location is so quick to get there from the airport. Most places, when you go somewhere in Mexico for like a vacation or whatever, like most resorts, most of the better resorts, I'll say, and I might even venture to say this for the Caribbean as well, just because I found that to be true in Jamaica too. But most of the better resorts are going to be on the outskirts of the actual city. So it's going to be like a 45-minute to an hour drive. Of course, you can go to the restaurants, the resorts that are right by the airport, but you have to keep in mind, like, you're going to be hearing the air traffic. And usually, in my experience, those tend to be the places where the spring break crowds are going, or just younger people in general. So if you're not looking for a turn up time, if you're kind of on vacation time, if you're over 45 and you like to relax on vacation and not be turn, look for the resorts that are 45 minutes to an hour away from the airport. If I had to pick a favorite, I don't know, because I like both locations for different reasons. I would say if you are looking for an 100% secluded vacation, I would recommend Bahia Mita, only because it's more so out of the way. However, there still are going to be children around, because um, they do have like a family side of the resort. However, I recommend Bahia Mita because it's a larger resort, it's a larger property, and so if you really wanted to try to avoid kids, you really could. Now, with the original Secrets location, that's a little bit more difficult, just because as soon as you walk in, like, let's say you're in the car from the airport and you step out, literally when you step onto the resort, you can go this way and that's the family side, or you can go that way and that is the adults only side. they are so very close together. I also remember like walking through the property and like getting to the beach, like I often saw kids. So like if seeing children is like a deal breaker for you, then you definitely don't want to go to that location. I have not been to the second location since 2021. So it's been 2 years. I'll say a lot of the things that I did not like about that property, excuse me, are probably fixed at this point just because they've been up and running for 2 years. But when I went, it literally was like 3 or 4 months after their grand opening. Um, and they still had a lot of areas that just weren't complete, especially a lot of the like VIP Diamond Club, I believe is what it's called. A lot of those areas were not complete. But I do think now that it's been some time, it's been a couple of years, they're probably a lot better now. Overall, if I had to pick a favorite, I would pick Bahia Mita just because it was a bigger property. I liked the finishes a little bit more. It was more modern at the time that I went. Um, First of all secrets are like chef's kiss modern. And yes, I have been to multiple. Um, but I will say Bahia Mita, like it takes the cake. I will also say that a lot of the decor was very neutral, whereas the original Secrets location had more of those vibrant colors. So if that is important for you going on vacation, keep that in mind too. Because I know some people are like, oh, I don't want an Americanized vacation. Like I want to experience the cultural influences of wherever I'm going. And so if you're looking for that, then go to the original. Also, if you're wanting to do a lot of like foot travel, like just walking through the neighborhood, the barrio, whatever you want to call it, I would say go to the original just because it literally is smack dab in the center, like so close to the marina. I don't know about the Uber situation now, but when I went to the first location, Uber was like a very common, popular thing. Now, I will say hotel staff tried to steer me away from doing that because of safety concerns. And I think 100% do whatever feels best for you. But I also think that a lot of times they recommend against it just because they want to keep as much of our dollar as possible. So if you're spending money with Uber or like restaurants that are outside of the resort, then they're going to try to persuade you to do something that is, with their partners. But like I said, all in all, I love PVR. I will be back. I've been twice. It was nice. If you found this video helpful, informative, entertaining, beautiful, whatever, please be sure to leave me a like, share it with a friend, comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, or I don't know, leave me some purple heart emojis. Until next time, ciao.